Good morning, all my people, man. You know what it is, San Francisco 49ers morning show. Going live this morning, not just from YouTube, but Twitter as well. So, you know what I'm saying? I had to put the logos on already. You know what I'm saying? But got a few topics on the docket here. Rich Scangarello, he left the 49ers. And it's not just him. It's been a plethora of quarterbacks leaving. What does that mean? I got a DM. Someone was asking me about that and kind of trying to read between the lines. We'll talk about that. John Lynch, he was offered, to get down with Amazon in the booth. He turned it down. We'll get into that. And then it's Monday, mock Monday. We're mocking Cincinnati Browns cornerback to the 49ers, Coby Bryant. We're going to get into his film. Y'all get a chance to kind of just see how I kind of talk through things, how I watch film, all that good stuff. But you know it is San Francisco 49ers morning show. Let's go.
Intercepted. It is picked up by Eric Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crop Talk TV podcast. Welcome to another episode of the San Francisco 49ers morning show. I'm your host, former NFL, AFL defensive back, Eric Crocker. And you already know, man, I got to shout out some of the other things I do before we really jump into it. Locked on 49ers with myself and Brian Peacock. Make sure y'all tune into that, coming to you 5 days a week. Also, Locked on NFL Draft. Make sure y'all tune into that with myself and my guy Ryan Tracy 5 days a week as well. You know what? And I don't have the graphic to put up here on the screen, but both of those podcasts were in the top 20 sports podcasts last week, which that was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see that. You know what I'm saying? We're always, when you put in that type of work, and you get that out of it, people tuning in, people listening, top 20, we were ahead of guys. I think one was 14th, one was 16th, ahead of guys like I saw Skip Bayless. He was under us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was pretty cool. So shout out to all the listeners of the Locked On Network, Locked On 49ers, Locked On NFL Draft. Y'all help me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all help me a lot. Hey, a lot of people, I see people complain about the ads and stuff like that. Like, oh, man, the ad reads and blah, blah, blah. Listen, y'all. Listen. Just from one podcaster to, the listeners and all that, and I know y'all really rock with me, Tom. The ads, that's what pays everybody. Like the ads, that's what pays us. So y'all gotta listen to the pot. But look, this is what I say. If you don't want to hear the ads, just like hit the little skip button or something. You know what I'm saying? But it's complaining about it. You can't complain about it. Like that's the hustle. No ads, you ain't, you know what I'm saying, no money. The more ads this is how y'all should be looking at it. Every time you hear an ad, it'd be like, damn, another ad? Damn, some more money for Croc. Like, that's what it should be. All right, damn. Okay, damn, Croc got 4 ad reads. Wow, that's some money for him. That's how y'all should look at it. Not like, God damn, I don't want to hear this. Just skip it. Just skip it. All right, but shout out to everybody. Hey, what y'all? I know, all my 49er folks, I know y'all, the whole thing with Grant Cohn and Deebo Samuel. What were some of y'all thoughts on that? I see y'all in the chat. Good morning, everybody. I see the flames coming in. We got 6 flames from Sean Livingston. Is that like a real name or like a made-up name? Is that like a playoff of Sean Livingston? All right, I see the flames coming in. Everybody feeling good. JM617. 4 flames. Man, what's up with that, man? We got to talk about it. Your boy Greg as a new QB coach. I bet Greg would do it. Here's one thing that people have to keep in consideration, like when it comes to jobs and stuff like that. And we'll talk about it with John Lynch and what was offered to him. But if you, me, for example, all right, about a year and a half ago, I was up for this scouting position. I was asked to, submit my resume and everything with the Atlanta Falcons. And it was an assistant scouting position. So that's like the entry level scouting thing where, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to watch film, you're going to do stuff, but I think you do a whole lot of other stuff too. Like a lot of the dirty work, film. Like some of the guys I spoke with at the HBCU Combine, they talked about how, they went over They do everything. They pretty much touch every part of the building of the team that they scout for. All right, so you do a lot of the dirty work, a lot of the dirty work. And it comes in as like an entry pay. Well, a year and a half ago, when I was up for the position with the Atlanta Falcons, I 100% would have taken it. Like, yes, please. I had just moved to Monticello, Arkansas. What was told to me, I was told I was going to be doing like all this, that, and the other as far as coaching and stuff like that. It didn't work out. I had to pivot. I had to figure it out. But I would have done it. I would have left. You know what I'm saying? Or, been on the road and all that. Just, in his entry pay and all that. Whatever. I'll take it. I'll work my way up. Well, everything blew up for me since then, in the sense of, potting and streaming and things like that, putting a lot more effort into all that. And now there is no way. And when I say no way, I mean there is absolutely, positively no way I would go to any team in the NFL as an entry scout and make the money that they make. There is no way possible. So as far as QB coach, it depends on Greg's situation. Greg does very well, not putting his business out there, counting his pockets or anything like that, but training athletes, coaching those quarterbacks, all those things he does. He coaches quarterbacks. He does very well doing it. Very well. So, what's it worth to you to be able to do things on your own terms, how you want to do it, something that you enjoy doing and have fun doing? What's it worth to you to leave that and go to a situation like coaching quarterbacks in the NFL, the stress that comes with that, the hours you have to put in, being away from your family, not being home? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of, okay, maybe you get a bump of pay, maybe. All right. If even if it's kind of close, what's your long-term play? Is it to be a quarterback coach in the NFL, or is it to be more comfortable? Which me, I love working from home. I love being able to travel. I love working with my athletes. So, it's got to be really worth it. So as far as my guy Greg, I don't know his situation to a T. If he want to be a quarterback coach in the NFL, maybe. I think he would. I think he'd enjoy that, especially a team like 49ers, which is close to where he lives. But anyways, man, shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody with the flames coming through. What did y'all? So I talked about the Grant Cohn thing. Dude, when Grant Cohn goes out in public, he tries to disguise himself. Fact. I don't know, man. Listen, this is one thing about Grant Cohn, and this is why now I have a different kind of perspective on him. I used to think like, why is this guy like that? Like I would see his tweets and everything. This is years ago. We follow each other and I'm looking, and I'm like, why is he doing it? Then I met Grant in person, right? I was a credential member of the 49ers media for training camp. Then eventually I got a credential for games and stuff too. How? I don't know. But when I met Grant, I'm like, this dude is way different in person than he is on social media. So I started to learn like what Grant Cohn is. And I don't want to call him a troll. I don't want to call that. He admits it. I don't know how if he admits disguising himself in public. But I'll say this about Grant Cohn. Grant Cohn, I think he's in the business of entertainment. And I think that's how you got to view it. When I started viewing it that way, it's like, okay, I get it. And then when you look at the platform that he's built, not just for himself, but for others, how he goes about it, the way people tune in, it's like he's in the business of entertainment. Now, Grant's angle and my angle, as far as our platforms, are different. But what he's doing, 1,000,000% works for him. I mean, and if you look at how his platform continues to grow, he's not bothered by anything Deebo Samuel says. You know what I'm saying? He's not, or whatever Deebo said. Like, yeah, you're right. I say these things to get views, and it works. And he's not someone that's trolling. Like somebody trolled me the other day. They came out and they were like, they included me in this text or tweet about former players that are like speak bullshit or something like that, and they included me into that. where it was like, it was me, Dan Orlovsky, and Acho, Emmanuel Acho. And he was like, and I was like, well, I'm honored to be mentioned with those guys. I think, those guys are doing big time on ESPN and stuff like that, Sports Center or whatever. But the guy, and he called me like a bozer or something like that. Like, first of all, I'll beat you the fuck up. But second of all, because I'm not like, not like, I don't have to be a certain way. Like in my head, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'll really get to tripping. But it's not worth it for any. But anyways, that person, like, he's like trolling. And he has no platform. And he's trolling or whatever. Now, Grant Cohn, he can say something, and it gets a lot of traction throughout all the social media, whether you love it or not. And I think that's what the person said. Yeah, he called you lame. Yeah, it's like, you call me lame. You're someone that goes out of your way to talk about other people who make a good living talking about things. I make a good living talking about things. And I don't even feel like I push a narrative. That's not my thing. I just try to explain what maybe the teams are thinking. But anyways, the name calling, that bothers me a little bit, because it's like, don't say something on the internet that you wouldn't say to me in my face. And that's how I feel about that. Like, if you wouldn't walk up to me and be like, Croc, you lame. Like, if you wouldn't do that, then don't. Now, if you would, then cool. But you know what I'm saying? Whatever comes from that, however it is. But anyways, and I'm not acting like I'm like this big tough guy or anything, but like, you're going to have to show me. But as far as Grant Cohn goes, he does a really good job with the entertainment aspect of what he does. Some people might call it journalism. I don't even know if I call it journalism. I'd say entertainment. And I feel like he's mastered that. And he understands. And most people would tell you, like, you can't be Eric Crocker, right? Like, Eric Crocker, like, I'm not this way, I'm not that way. So if y'all tune in, y'all probably just like the person that I am and the content and whatever. But most people will tell you, like, you got to either be way this way or way that way. If you're in between, you do okay. All right. But if you're way this way, you'll see a big difference. Why does everybody like Batman with the Joker? He played the most amazing villain. That's one of y'all favorite movies. The one with the Joker, Batman Rises, or the Dark Knight, right? Whatever it's called. That's one of y'all favorite movies. Why? Because of the villain. And Grant Cohn does an amazing job of playing the villain in 49ers content. And whatever you say or however you think about it, you go to his platform and you go to his Twitter and you look at, his YouTube, and what the traffic that's driven to that and everything that's rolling in there, it's working. Him being the villain is working. So a lot of people that hate him. There we go, Dark Knight. Thank you, Kenneth. A lot of people hate Grant Cohn. Listen, we Locked On 49ers, myself, Brian Peacock, we had talked about it. We were like, hey, let's get Grant Cohn on. And we had talked about it kind of live. We talked to it like live on the podcast. A lot of our responses were, why are you getting Grant Cohn on? I would not listen to that. I would not listen to that episode. Blaza, blaza, blaza. I'll never listen to it. That was our most listened to episode. And it was all these people saying they wouldn't listen to it. It was the most listened to one during that time. Now, since then we've had like much more important things, like, the playoffs, all those high moments and things like that. But like in that time, like in that moment, like when that was, it was our most, and it was like a lot, and it was just kept climbing. I bet if I go to the numbers right now, like it did numbers. So you can say whatever about Grant Cohn, but I think he's in this business for entertainment. And at some point he switched to understanding journalism ain't making me shit, but being the 49ers villain on social media, I'm eating. So you can say what you want about Grant Cohn, but I'm just telling you, you got to understand both sides of it. And I think he's in it now for entertainment and is working. Eric, but he also does a good job of having legitimate people on who analyze and look at the game seriously. It is genius. Right. And I come on, like, and Jesse, you go on there, right? And right now he's giving free pubs. So shout out to my guy, Grant Cohn. I'll be on with a Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific. Tune in. All right. But anyways, let's get into it. Rich Scangarello, 49ers lose another coach. I believe it's in total 8 coaches that the 49ers have lost so far this offseason. Along those lines. All right. Don't quote me on that exact number, but it's something like that. All right. Rich Scangarello, who's 49ers quarterback coach, he's out of there. Now, he was the 49ers quarterback coach from 2017, 2018. He was the Broncos offensive coordinator 2019. He was the Eagles offensive assistant 2020. And then the 49ers quarterback coach 2021. And then now Kentucky moving forward, offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. A lot of people think it had, well, I don't even want to say a lot of people. I heard this angle, somebody DM me and was like, hey, or actually there is something, somebody put it out there. I saw it on an Instagram post where someone was like, all these coaches leaving is because people were split on Trey Lance. Half the people wanted Trey Lance, half the people didn't. So all these coaches that did not want Trey Lance, they left. Bullshit. All right. Also, someone came in and was like, hey, Rich Scangarello, why would he leave the 49ers, Trey Lance there? Shouldn't he stay there? That should tell you everything that you need to know about the Trey Lance. Like, people that want to push back on that, I've never seen anything like it. Like, maybe I think people start pushing back on Jimmy. I don't think they really push back on Jimmy like that as far as 49er fans. Now, mainstream media, they always push back on Jimmy. But fans, it wasn't until like Trey Lance came. And then you had like, it was like very split. But the narratives that get pushed about Trey Lance is really wild to me. And again, I speak more so on just, I try to make sense of things. Not in the sense of I'm taking one side or another. Obviously, I like Trey Lance. I like the upside. But I just try to make sense of it. All right. Now, I got the DM and he's like, oh, well, Scangarello, like, why wouldn't he stay? If he thought that Trey Lance would be any good, he would stay and get a better job. And it's like, no. And I responded to that Instagram post as well, where people saying, oh, 49 coaches, they were split on Trey Lance, so they left. No, that's all bullshit. And here's why. Coaches, guess what they do? They coach. They have nothing to do with the personnel. If the players that were picked in the draft had anything to do with if you left or stayed or whatever, like, coaches, bro, like, you'd always be unhappy. You'd always be unhappy. These coaches don't care about who's drafted. Now, obviously, they'll watch film. They might like a guy. But that is not going to determine if they stay or leave a job. You know what is going to determine if they stay or leave? Getting promoted, getting a better job somewhere else, getting more pay somewhere else. That's what's going to determine. All these coaches, most of them, they want to be head football coaches. They want to run their own programs, their own organizations. All right. They want to do things how they want to do it. So they don't have to answer to anyone else. You know what I'm saying? So if a guy leaves, typically it's either an upgrade in the sense of what he is as far as his position on a team or how much input he has, or better pay, or both. It's not because, oh, I want Mac Jones. They drafted Trey Lance. Like, bro, no. Like, no. If they draft Trey Lance, you do your job and you coach him. It's pretty much that simple. It has nothing to do with, well, oh no, I don't think Trey Lance is going to be good, so I'm going to leave this job and go to Kentucky. No, you leave being the 49ers quarterback coach, which is basically Kyle Shanahan's bitch boy. All right, you leave that and you go to Kentucky because now you're the offensive coordinator and you're the quarterback coach. And from there, you know what? I'm in the SEC. If I do well here, I'm calling plays well here, and I'm doing my thing, and Kentucky's offense is cooking. I go get a Power 5 head coaching job. And if you can get a Power 5 head coaching job, especially in the SEC, damn, he at Kentucky, he's cooking us. Oh, wow. All of a sudden, I'm, Ole Miss has Lane Kiffin left to this school, and there's an opening job at Ole Miss or whatever. You go and be the head coach at Ole Miss? Like, fuck the NFL. One thing I've learned about being in the South is they love their football. It's different. I live in Southeast Arkansas. I moved here almost 2 years ago. They love their college football. It's not like California. I got one of my boys in here. He in the chat right now. My guy Chris. He loves USC. How he loves USC, like multiply that by 10, and that's how they love their college football teams in the South. There's not an environment like it. And I'm not just talking about like people that just have like, oh, I root for Oregon. I really like Oregon. Hey, I was an alumni of Oregon. No, these people live and die by their college football teams. Like I've never seen anything like it. When I moved into this house I'm in, everything in my house, like hell, there's a in my yard, there's a bonfire thing. On the bonfire thing, is like etched into it, is like, it's really cool. I don't even know how they did it. It's Razorback. It's like there's an Arkansas Razorback, and then they say Razorbacks around it. One day I'll try to take a picture and post on here and share my screen with y'all and show you. Like everything in my house, like all this stuff, there was hella Razorback stuff around here. Hella stuff. I got a nice pool, really nice pool. There's big ass Razorback flags and stuff over there. Like I'm telling you, like the way that they love it in the SEC, this is all they have. It's like you hunt, you love your guns, and you love your Razorbacks. And it's pretty much like that throughout the South. They hunt, they love their guns, and they love their Alabama Crimson Tide. Like, so if you are Rich Scangarello, all right, this is a move to advance. It's not because Trey Lance is the quarterback. No, it's not because Trey Lance is the quarterback. Oh, I don't think he's good. No. Peace out, Kyle. I'm going to the SEC, and they love fishing. Listen, I got a pond in my front, like right here in front of my house. Big ass pond. There's hella fish, bass, catfish, all that in there, right? The high school kids hit me all the time. Coach Croc, can I come fish? Yeah, come on. Yesterday, I kid you not. Yesterday, about 6 kids out there in front of my house, high school kids, fishing. That's what they want to do in their spare time. Hunt, fish, have their guns, don't mess with their guns, and they love their Razorbacks. So it's not, it has, the Scangarello thing has nothing to do with Trey Lance and maybe how he can advance and all this, that, and the other. No, it's everything about them damn hogs, fishing, and whatever else Scangarello wants to do in Kentucky. All right, advance. Like, that's an opportunity for him to advance. Him going from Kyle Shanahan's kind of bitch boy at quarterback coach, going to Kentucky and being a quarterback coach and an offensive coordinator is going to potentially leverage him to maybe one day in the next 2-3 years be a head coach in the SEC where you are king. You be the king. You be the king. So, yeah, man, like I got that, and I was just like, nah, dude. I'm saying, so I had to come on here and explain that. Now, a guy that clearly, oh, that sweater, y'all know, you know what I'm saying? I wear all my homie stuff. So I see somebody say that sweater, Croc. Shout out to my guy, Slappy Boo Boo. All right, my guy, Solomon Means. He's out of Stockton, California. He got the handed over clothes. He got sweaters. He got hoodies. He got crew necks. He got sweatpants, all the t-shirts, all the stuff. Shout out to my guy, Slappy Boo Boo, a.k.a. Solomon Means. He's doing his thing out there. He actually attended Arizona State for 3 years, played safety at Arizona State. He was in rookie minicamp with the 49ers. So that's cool. Shout out to my guy, Slappy. But, and y'all know I only wear my homie stuff for the most part. I got my guy, LS4E, my guy, Brandon Dunlap. He played at Central Washington, also went to Portland State, played receiver, quarterback type stuff. But anyways, got his clothing line. Live Strong Forever. I just copped a new hoodie from him. Can't wait to wear it. Black on black. You feel me? I get that in a couple days. But yeah, I only wear my homie stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to support the homies, support the black businesses. But anyways, Rich Scangarello, that's why he left. He did a bigger opportunity, and you know, he can grow at Kentucky. John Lynch, he turned down a lucrative contract offer from Amazon. Now this was interesting. And what it tells me is John Lynch, he's just a football guy, and he loves the competitive aspect of it, and he doesn't want the simple life and making hella money. Because he would have made about, it said, I believe the offer was around 3 times as much from Amazon for him to get in the booth with them, and he turned it down. And, you know, it's crazy though. You got some people that are like, oh, well, you got all these coaches leaving because, well, maybe they don't like Trey Lance and stuff. And then you got you got John Lynch staying, and you don't hear you don't hear, oh, maybe John Lynch is staying because he loves Trey Lance. Like, nah, I mean, that wouldn't be why he leaves or stays or whatever. Uh, John Lynch is staying because I think he just loves the competitive aspect of it, and maybe he feels like the job's not done. Maybe he feels like there's still something there, right? Like in the sense of maybe trying to accomplish something. And like our guy Mike Shields says, he wants the ship. He wants that championship. All right, and I think that's what it is, man. Like he ain't leaving till the job is done. But I ain't gonna lie, it had to be hard to say, you know what? I'm gonna turn down 3 times as much money as I'm making right now. Being able to work from the comfort of my home and travel on weekends and talk football 16 days a week or 16, 17 days a week, whatever, playoffs, whatever, as damn near maybe Amazon's #1 guy. Now, they did try to get Sean McVay. They offered him, what, 20 million, 25 million a year? And Sean McVay turned it down and said, no, we're trying to repeat this whole. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, John Lynch stays, offered big money. McVay stays, offered big money in the Amazon, whatever it was. I see my guy Jeep Crack Hawk, he says 18, hey man, 18 million, 20, it's all a lot of money. All a lot of money. Because I ain't gonna lie, it feels good being able to work from home. Did I say 16 days a week? My bad. You know, when you live, sometimes you just accidentally say things and I can't edit it. But 16 days a season or whatever. He's calling 16 games. Man, you know what I mean. Calling 16, 17 games. All right, but anyways, maybe some of y'all came in to hear rants on those type of things about the South, how it is living out here. I saw somebody say the simple life. It definitely is. But I know some of y'all also came in to watch film. All right, and that's what we're going to get into now. All right, so this is kind of like the halftime break. So make sure, if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you like this show, all that good stuff, we're going to get into watching film. Someone said didn't have his hot chocolate yet. My guy, Brad Brown, hot chocolate right here is ready to go. I just had to really kind of get off those takes real quick before I really dove into my hot chocolate. It's a little warm now, not hot, but you know. I don't drink coffee. My wife drinks coffee. She like can't like function without the coffee. I think that's weird. I don't have like this like addictive, like, oh, I gotta have this. Like I gotta have coffee. Like I don't even know if it does anything for me. I drink coffee because I feel like it's supposed to make me be a certain way. I feel like it's supposed to make me like have more energy. And I'm like, man, this shit ain't working for me. It's not my thing. Same with like energy drinks. Like everybody, I know people that be cracking them energy drinks open and they get all jittery and stuff. I don't think energy drinks work for me, so I don't drink that stuff either. If I do, it's like it's supposed to work. I don't think it does. Let's see. Croc stirring that like a woman from Get Out. Right. And you don't want to spill it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to spill it. But anyways, the San Francisco 49ers, the first pick right now is scheduled to be at pick 61. That's at the tail end of the second round. They potentially will take a cornerback. And in this scenario, we are drafting cornerback out of Cincinnati, Coby Bryant, not to be confused with the Laker great RIP. But yeah, man, we're going to get into watching some film. And this is going to be cool because it just gets you guys a chance to just see how I view it, how I watch it, and some of the things that I pay attention to. Maybe some of the things that you don't notice on just your regular screen. Maybe you love talking about the draft to your buddies, and maybe this will help you be more informative. And I'll tell you this, guys that, let's say Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, right? They traded up for Dante Pettis, and everybody would say Dante Pettis was a terrible pick. He's a bust, this, that, and the other. I think they got the evaluation part right. Even though you can evaluate a guy the right way, doesn't mean that he's necessarily going to work out. All right. Dante Pettis, they probably said, man, he can stretch the field. He can run routes. Look at his releases. He's nasty off the line. He can run after catch. He could do all those things. And then you watch him in the NFL, and it's like, damn, nasty releases. He whooping guys off the line, run after catch. He's stretching the field. He did all those things. And then he fell off. Why he fall off? I don't know. Now that's maybe they didn't evaluate that part of him well, right? The mental aspect of things. But in the sense of what they thought he was coming out, I believe Dante Pettis was that. I believe he was that. But whatever happened, Kyle does something to these people, man. I'm telling you. Someone just spoke about Get Out. Let me see if it's still up here. The woman from Get Out. And Kyle is like a person from Get Out, where like he tries to like work his like Kyle Shanahan magic on you. And if you kind of break away from that, it's like he starts messing with your mind. And then it's like, damn, am I good? Like, damn, like, dang, do I really suck? I think it'd be messing with some people. Some people can get snapped out of it. They snap out of it. Then they, oh no, I am that guy. Some of them, they never make it out. All right. I'm excited for this breakdown and taking this as a learning opportunity about DB technique and scheme. I'll talk about all that. Now, one thing that I don't do a whole lot of talking about is scheme, in the sense of really trying to tell you what somebody's supposed to do. Now, I can have an idea. I look at more skill set than actual scheme. We'll talk about some things if it's like pressure key, visual key, things like that. This might not be like hella fun. It might be a little boring because it's just straight through film. But this is how I sit and I watch it. All right. But here we go, man. Are y'all ready? Let's share this screen. Again, if you've enjoyed this show so far, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And we are, where's it at? Here we go. Boom. Going live. All right, y'all. Now, I guess after maybe every drive, I'll check back in on the chat. Actually, I could pull y'all up here. Twitter. Oh, but I don't think I know how to mute it. I could pull y'all up. See, I got two screens now. Let's go. But I think it's going to cause an echo. So I won't do that. All right, but here we go. So, and maybe we'll just do a half. All right, we'll do a half, and then we'll just kind of talk about what we're seeing. So here's Coby Bryant here, and I'm pretty sure at some point we'll probably discuss a little bit about Sauce Gardner as well. It's kind of hard not to notice him. Sauce Gardner, probably a top 15 pick in this draft coming up. Coby Bryant, potentially around for the 49ers. One good thing about Coby Bryant, man, like, you know, he was the Jim Thorpe Award winner. So, and he wore number 8 in this game. Typically he wore number 7, but he wore number 8 in this game for Coby Bryant. So that's pretty cool. All right. Some of this, again, this is not, I didn't cut up any of these plays or anything like that. I just, you know, we're running this straight through, and I'll just talk about some of the things I see. All right. First thing I probably would note here is, from a cornerback standpoint, like, he's probably going to bail out. That's what I would see here. You see a guy, look, he's like straight-legged here. Nobody really just lines up like this and is going to play press from this. So I'm assuming he's probably going to bail out. You also look at his shade, slightly outside shade. So that's what I'm thinking. All right. Now, I have watched this game, but look, come on, man. I told you. So these are the type of things I'll be looking at, all right, that y'all gonna see. All right, but now from this standpoint, I'm looking at, like, how does he read the receiver down? Because he has no other threats to his side. So you can key through one to the quarterback and see that part. Now, does he try really hard to stay over the top? Because this is Jameson Williams, if I'm not mistaken, and he is fast. So how comfortable is he in being able to stay over the top of Jameson Williams? All right, that's one thing I'll be looking for in this. Does he work to really get out of there? Now, Jameson Williams is like, hey, it's a run, so don't worry about it. Might have been an RPO, the way he broke his route off. Let's see. Yeah, that might have been an RPO. Let's see how the offensive line are blocking. Does anybody see if anybody gets to about right here? I don't know. If it is an RPO, yeah, they would have had to come out. The ball had to come out right now. Is there a potential screen at the top? Yeah. I think there was a run pass option there. But yeah, so now, you know, you can look at it. Okay, run. So maybe the linebacker comes here. Maybe he was supposed to be out in space. clearly this is probably a zone. But the one things I'll be looking at is if you only have one threat to your side, it's pretty much man. Right? There's no one else here to threaten your zone. So how tight does he play? Does he still play it soft? Does he play it tight? Is he trying to anticipate an in-breaking route or a stop route? Is he just getting out of there? I think he was anticipating somewhat, but still playing it a little safe. All right, here we go. Looks like they're struggling to kind of get lined up here. I don't know. Look, you got this guy running out here. He's bumping over. I don't know if he's trying to get here. He's running into him. The ball's about to get snapped. You got Coby Bryant right here. He doesn't know where he's going. Oh, okay, here we go. Didn't get in there. All right, they switch sides. So are they doing a field boundary thing? So do we have to look at him through the eyes of, you know what, this guy is a field corner? And what does that mean? What does it mean to be a field or boundary corner? All right. Now, I have limited experience doing the whole field boundary thing. I did it a little bit my senior year of college. From my understanding, a lot of times the boundary corner is the one that's a little bit more physical. The field corner is someone that typically has really good vision on concepts. All right. So that's one way to kind of look at it. All right. I kind of came over here to peek real quick. It says he released too early. He was playing deep third. Yeah, but if I only have one guy to my one guy in my third, do I still play it deep and just cover grass? If there's only one guy to threaten my third? Like now, if you have to read 2-1, that's different. Get your ass back. But there's only one threat. Do I still got to stay deep into a third? Something to think about. My guy Matt. All right, here we go. Condensed splits on both sides. Run. All right, like okay, if you're gonna get in there, like you gotta really get in there. This is not bad. Okay, he gets off the block. That's good. So it's like, yeah, I want to get in there, but when you want to get in, like you gotta really get in there. Boom, because he gets blown back a little bit. We'll let it play while I drink some of my coffee. I mean, hot chocolate. Boom. Not bad. Not bad getting involved in the run game. All right, here we go. So I think it might be a field boundary thing because he's here to the field again, and you got Sauce Gardner up top to the boundary. Now let's see when he comes out. One thing here, like, I mean, you can disguise a little bit more. Like what we see on the first play. First play lined up in press, even though I knew he was going to bail out because he was straight-legged, right? Nobody's going to play press like that. All right, and he was outside shape. But anyways, what's he reading? All right, hold on. Let's get here. Got a motion over. Backfield. Looks like he's playing. I mean, he man turned. So he might just play off man. Took away inside. I do kind of like the concept of take away something, running something. So it's like, hey, I'm taking away this inside. Now, if he breaks this off right now, he gonna have to really flip them hips. And I would like to see that because that gives me a chance to see, like, hey, how well does he challenge himself in space with his hips? How do the feet and hips and eyes all work together? That would be something to see if he was to kind of try to flatten this off now, because he'd have to really flip them hoes. But he didn't have to. It was a runaway. All right, here we go. I wish I knew the down the distance. If I remember on this drive correctly, there were a lot of run plays. Now again, what's his alignment? So this tells you it's a zone, right? I think some people, they see press alignment, it's like, oh, press alignment, like it's man, get your hands on. Like, nah, like he's outside shade. This ain't man. If it was man, he'd be inside. So he's probably gonna open up and bail out late again. Now, you can play press alignment from outside shade. This might also be like maybe some form of cover 3 or something. I don't know. I really don't know what this is. I don't like to guess scheme. Sorry. But he does have a safety to his side. So let's see if he works some cover 2. But anyways, who's his threats? If this is zone, is this guy and the back. The back can flare out. So let's see if he plays it like, yep, just opens up here. Probably has eyes to the back. Now, once the back stays in the block, you squeeze one. All right. So you don't want to just come out and play grass. All right. You got to be able to look through him to the back because this is the only guy that can threaten your zone now. All right. Outside of this guy here. So the back stays in. Now I can squeeze. Good job. And he plasters. Not bad. Now this is tough when you are playing some type of zone and the quarterback starts to move around and by time now it really turns a man. See him turn with the receiver now. Like you got to stay with him. Even these guys that maybe weren't like flat defenders, but now I got to stay with this guy. I got to stay with this tight end. Can't get caught out there in space once the quarterback starts moving around. That's challenging for guys. All right, here he goes up in the field again. Does he get out the block? Does he get out the block? Does he get out the block? Solid. Now, you again, these are just notes that I would make. Ideally, you would like to see him disengage quicker. Like, don't let him drive you back 10 yards and then, okay, now I get off, right? Be more aggressive at the contact point. It's a handoff. You're playing zone, so you get to kind of put your eyes through the receiver to what's going on in the backfield. All right. Pressure key, visual key. All right. So even if you're reading him, this might be two. I don't know if he was attached or detached. I can go back, but I won't. But I gotta look through him to see what's going on. So from this, oh, it's a run. Now I gotta anchor down and I gotta disengage right now. Now you do want to kind of keep your outside shoulder free or press outside, protect the outside. Don't let the runner get outside, force him inside, but be able to disengage from this instead of just getting driven back. All right. I remember when I was with the Jets, Coach Dennis Thurman told me, he said, Croc, if you let that boy block you again, I'll cut you right now. And he was dead ass serious. Now, it is a little easier to cut Eric Crocker, someone that's more at the bottom of the roster, as opposed to, a guy that you draft potentially in the second round. But yeah. Now he did get in on it, and it looked like, if I'm not mistaken, let's see if he ripped out the ball. Let's see if he rips out the ball. Yep, he ripped out the ball. I like that aspect of it. I saw someone say, nice spin off the block. I don't like the spin off. I mean, yeah, if you did that for like a tackle for loss, but like out in space, like you got drove back and then eventually it's like, oh, well, I'm just kind of running away from the block. Like that's how I took it. Now he did eventually get off like 20 yards down the field. That's just like the notes I would take. I'm not saying like he's a bad corner because of it. Now, I don't know what they're being taught. All right. I don't know what Cincinnati's taught or what they're taught with their, guys or whatever. But if I know we have a zone on, all right, unless it's cover three, hold on, let me see what the safety does. Yeah, they rolled a 3. All right, so this is not wrong. Maybe he's here to protect more of in breaking routes on slants, and he is just going to be upfield shoulder. All right, because the last thing you want to do in cover 3 is get beat over the top. So that's good. Yeah, he had eyes on the slant. That's not bad. Not bad at all. He get a plus there. He did his job. There's a lot of press bail. 49ers do a lot of press bail too. So like working from a press bail with his eyes through one to the backfield shouldn't be an issue. All right. Again, if y'all remember this game, there was a lot of run plays on the first drive. All right. And we've watched enough of that now. My coach would have given me a minus on this play and a loaf. Okay, it's a run away, but typically you want pursuit drill. Now he's tight to the end zone. Again, this is nitpicking. This is just how, if I were coaching him, hey, this is a loaf. You just can't just be backside and just let a guy put his hands on you and block you. Like, get your fucking hands off me. All right, get off me. Throw him to the ground. Something. How's Gardner going low? Uh-oh. Whoop. That's a tackle. Got first down down there. I think this man coverage. Maybe he's not reading 2-1 because he gets hands on, squeezes. This is good. Hands on, squeeze, route. I'm assuming that's an RPO. See, I don't. Okay, so me personally, and this is just how I think. Get your fucking hands off me. Get your hands off me. Get your hands off me. Different responsibilities. My guy right here got Gammon. Different responsibilities versus run. Man versus zone. It can be like if it's cover 2, you are definitely much more of a force player. Much more of a force player in cover 2. But yeah, like get your hands off me. Like that's the all right, here we go. Where's he at? Right here. That's good. Again, like on film, you get a plus. Does a good job of, okay, gets hands on, reads them down. That's traps. That's good. Does his job. Somebody over there didn't do their job. Let's see. It's just a good route. Ooh, good concept. Because look, he thinks he's going to here. So he's probably going to attach to, I believe that's Jameson Williams right here. This guy's going to attach to him. Now this guy right here is waiting for him to come to him, and then he just stops. Look at this concept. Run away. Or maybe he got a little too deep. Maybe he got too deep. Either way, it was a great concept. I mean, I think he would have got either way. All right, let's see if we can get some more pass plays in here. Run. There we go. Give me something here. All right, here's a pass play. All right, here's cool. All right, so someone was talking about cover 3, all right? And this might be cover 2 or 6 because you got this guy playing flat. He's like playing flat, but this might be cover 4 to this side. I don't know. That's why I don't like to guess coverages. But we got a safety here. But clearly the corner, I just want to know, I want to know, are his eyes in the right spot in his zone coverages and responsibilities? Good reroute by him. Widens the slot guy out. Good job on the reroute. Now, he's pushing vertically. I need to be all over this. Now, he has his eyes still in the backfield, so he maybe doesn't squeeze it as much as I would like, but he does have a safety here. So maybe he feels like, hey, I don't got to be in a rush to get to him over top because I got a safety here. Yep, and he pointed. See the point? Watch the point. We'll pause it on the point. See the arm? Look, he's vertical. All right, I got him. Good communication. What does Sauce Gardner do on this play? Let's see. I thought Cincinnati played a ton of zone. Yeah, for guys, and I spoke to him at the Senior Bowl. Not a whole lot of man in this game. Now here's man. First, let's look at Sauce Gardner. So this is the big dog. All right, Sauce Gardner. He's the top 15 pick, most likely. That's good. Look at that, hands on. Runs with him vertical. That's good. I didn't know what he was gonna do right here. That's good. That's a good rep. All right, but anyways, Alabama gives you a lot. They give you a lot concept wise. They do motions. Did they motion on this play? Look at that. Every time somebody motions, let's go back a little bit. So when you line up, you have all your responsibilities, and it's like, okay, I got 2 to my side. It's a bunch. You communicate with this guy. You get on the same page. This guy, everybody understands what the responsibilities are. Same here. All right. Now, once a guy in motion, so you all look, everybody's communicating, and then once he comes over, now you can say, well, we've seen this in practice and we worked in practice, so we just know. But you gotta make sure your communication is on point. He's playing man now. All right. Now you have to understand how we're going to play against this diamond, and everybody has to be on the same page. All right. And Alabama, they do a lot of this. There's a lot of universities you see just line up on offense and they run their plays, but Alabama does a really good job with their concepts. All right. Now everybody's moving. Where was number 7 at? Because he has number 7. So they just match up here. Let's see where number 7 at. He had the point man. I don't know. I don't know about that. Hold on, run this back. He's outside. Here's the point man here. Coby Bryant is manned on the point man. I don't know. That's a little odd. I'm not gonna lie. Because he does a drag away right now. First of all, you're already outside shade. Did he get a reroute on him? Like, hey, I'm gonna slow him down and I'm gonna get out to the guy in the back. Anything? Nope, no reroute. Now he's just behind. Now, I think people if they were to throw this slant right here or drag route, whatever you want to call it, channel, whatever, if they throw that, I think you have a lot of people, oh, Coby Bryant got beat. I'd be like, man, that's a fucked up scheme. Like, that's a messed up way to have to scheme against this. And then, like, what are these guys doing? So I talked about, okay, here we go. Perfect. I talked about how when you got 2x2, they line up, you understand the communication that everybody's on point. How many people do you see talk to each other before the snap once the motion comes over? Tell me when you see him communicate with him communicate with any of these guys. Everybody got to get on the same point, on the same page. Okay, there was a little bit of it. Hold on. I saw that right here. Hold on. Watch him look back right there. Okay, there's some communication going on. Now, who's going to communicate with him? Because I'm not going to lie. This is all fucked up. You got 2 guys on one guy. You got this guy. You got nobody on this guy. You got this guy on the point guy. This is all messed up. Look at this. He's going now. He's behind. If they want this right now for a nice catch and run, they got that. And then, okay, I know Jameson Williams. I know he's that guy. But is nobody going to guard him? It's because he's a white boy, huh? He's a white slot. They're racist. Look at it. Like, I get it. He's the guy. This is all messed up. The communication was clearly off. And things like that, the communication has got to be on point. Croc, how much of a difference do you see between both cornerbacks? One is projected day 1 and the other is day 2. I have my eyes on defensive end Sanders. I think a lot of it is because of like an athletic profile between the 2 guys. So while Coby Bryant has solid size, like, Sauce Gardner being 6'3", 200 pounds, and then being able to move and be as fluid as he is, I think that's what a lot of people really like. And, playmaking skills, things like that. How does he run with the vertical? I think those are things that people really like. All right, here we go. I see the numbers dropping off too. Everybody want to say, oh, watch film and all that. But, 165 people in here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. There was over 200 of y'all. All right. What's this? See, now, you pay corners to cover. You pay covers to corner. But, you pay corners to cover. But you got to get off the block. So here. Where is the sense of urgency to try to get in on potentially a run play? Because it's coming your way now. All right, so, you got to get him off you. You can't. You got to get him off you. You got to get him off you. That's just something, if I was a coach, I would get on him about that. Well, coach, I didn't know. You got to get him off you. Receivers really don't want to block. Now, Alabama receivers block well, but they don't really want to block. I think they're scared of their head coach, Nick Saban. This is good. Now, this is good work by both guys. Whether you're down here watching Sauce Gardner or you're up here watching Jameson Williams. Who's Jameson Williams Gardner? I don't know who that is. Man, there was no John Mechie in this game, I don't think. All right. So this is good. Eyes here look like his eyes are down. That's solid. All right. Anticipate the end breaking route. He's damn near breaking before the receiver. Ugh. I'm all over that. Good. That's good rep. Incomplete pass. That's good. Now watch this though. Watch this at the top. So this play took kind of long. These are deep comebacks or curls, whatever you want to call it. You have pressure on the quarterback and moves him off his spot. So you don't have to be perfect. But I watched this. Watch this receiver because this is plastered, right? I mean, this is straps. But watch him work back, just that subtle working back to the ball. That kind of works him open. So that's why sometimes people like speed, that receiver. Like if you can just do the little things very well, then you don't have to be hella fast. Now, you would say it would be better if he was faster to get into this route quicker, maybe from that standpoint. But it's just in the sense of how he kind of worked open late. Good job working back to the ball. And it's not really like open, but in the NFL, that's kind of open because the timing is really good. And the quarterback's arms are strong. Good job. That's straps. Good job, Coby Bryant. All right, got a press bail on. Ooh, good play. So I like this from Sauce Gardner. Though. Look, okay. Now, Sauce, I would tell him because you got a big dude, right? You got a big dude. Don't stop your feet. Just aim through that hip. Now he took it on, and that lets me know, like, you know what I'm saying, he ain't no hoe. But hey, don't stop your feet. Just aim through that hip. Because you know what I'm saying, you stop your feet on the big dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want that. You don't want that. But I like how he, like, I'm in here, 10 toes down. What's happening? But shoot through that hip. Shoot through that hip. Because he just drove you backwards. See it again right here. Shoot through this hip. Don't stop your feet. You don't want to catch that big dude. Help yourself out. All right, here we go. We got a bunch formation up top. They're definitely playing a little different than they did before. Bunch, obviously different play. Good job. Ooh, hell of a reroute. Hey, I don't know who. This was a good reroute. Remember when they were in man, he wasn't trying to reroute. He was more focused on the guy in the back. But watch this reroute on the point man. Watch this reroute. Look at this. Reroute. Now he's off. Gets here to the flats. That's good stuff. And even works back. Look. I reroute. I work to the flats. Then he tries to work back. Foot in the ground. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now with Coby Bryant, it's like, all right, my guy did a good job rerouting. Good. Again, Alabama, I think they have really good routes, concepts, things like that. Understanding maybe what they were going to get from the zone. This is looks like cover 3. So he is playing his deep third. He knows he has to stay over the top. And he just, let me just settle down in this area. Good job. I think that there's a chance that if Jameson Williams did not tear his ACL, possibly would have been the first receiver taken. I think there's and the crazy thing about Jameson Williams, he had like 15 catches combined his first 2 years at Ohio State. And then he transfers to Alabama and goes crazy. And the only thing that, is his ACL. We'll see what happens with it. All right. That's a good ass receiver though. Fast, explosive. All right, here we go. This is good. Even on the run play, sometimes you can see, what's he thinking? Is he comfortable? Good movement at the line of scrimmage. Look, he's sliding this way. That's good. He ain't back out. He's sliding. Huh. Hands on. Good. Now it's a run play. Whatever. But I just want to see. Okay, there we go. Did I see him push him after the play? Look. Okay, now there. Thank you. See, so I like that. I've been talking. Some of it is like a mindset. Like, man, get your fucking hands off me. All right, get your hands off me. Here we go. Good. Thank you. It's just a little. It's not much, but it's just like, get your hands off me. Now take that same aggressiveness right there that we saw post play, and carry that over to like getting off the blocks. Like, get off the blocks. Here he goes, guarding the point man. He looks like he might be guarding guy in the back. See, okay, okay. Look. Get up. Are you responsible for this, Coby? You got to get off this block. Like, don't be playing with him. Oh, did he punch him? Oh, he punched him. Now he's frustrated. There's a whole play going on. Look, he over here fighting. There's a whole, everybody on your defense getting drugged for 20 more yards, and there's no pursuit from him because he's over here fighting with number 7. When really you should defeat the block from the jump. Defeat the block from the jump. Get off me. You don't even want to block me. Throw him out the way and get to him. Instead, he's over here playing patty cake. Then he throws a punch. Boom. He hit him right there. Ref didn't see it. Can't lose your cool. Now they're talking to each other. And then look at him at the end. First down. Look. First down. Look at him. Right here. First down. Yeah. Well, this is why I like all 22. You can see the little thing. But yeah, everybody getting drugged out here. Not bad. Sauce, get off the block. Oh, it's a run. Okay, where's he at? Defeat the block. That was good. Here we go. Where's Coby Bryant at? Here. Of course, to the field, Croc. This looks like it might be like a banjo. Oh, nope. I don't know what that was. But I tell you what, nobody guarded him. Now, I don't know if that's Coby's man or not. Or maybe if it just happened because the quarterback started scrambling, so he took his eyes here. Maybe that's what happened. And that's what's tough. It's not like you have to be able to extend plays, and that's a good job. That's a good job by him. Good. Really, look at that pursuit. Look at that open field tackle. Is this him right here? Come here. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. Just in general, right? Okay, yeah, he got this sack. But just the tough things with guys that can extend plays is finding that guy in the end zone late. Now, ideally, if you're a coach, probably wanted him to see this, but something flushed him out of the pocket. What was it? What flushed him out the pocket? He didn't really have to move. I think he just saw all this and was like, he just saw color flash and was like, what the hell? So he got up out of there. But really, he could hit this guy right here. If he just stayed in there, he got out there a little too quick. Now they got to throw the ball. All right, so let's see. We up top with it. Coby Bryant here. He points at him. Let's see. Good. Corner. Good. That's good coverage. Good coverage. All right, y'all. We'll stop it there. I hope everybody kind of, had a little fun looking at that. I know a lot of people want Coby Bryant. He is intriguing. I'll maybe come back to him, circle back, and maybe watch a little bit more. Now I kind of want to give y'all a chance to come on and talk, all right, because we're at 9:37 here. And I want to give y'all a chance to come on and, just give some of your thoughts on anything that you saw from there. Well, not much, all right? It kind of takes a while to really watch guys and get a sense of, really who they are. You got to watch more than just a quarter, but it takes kind of long to watch film. It takes kind of long. So, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. I put the link in the chat so y'all come on. I got my guy Gammon coming on right now. My hot chocolate definitely not hot anymore. If you are on Twitter, come over live right now to YouTube channel so you can click the link. Come on, speak. I did have this up on Twitter as well. A lot of times I don't. But I got my guy Gammon coming on. Gammon, what's up, man? Good morning.
Hey, how's it going, Croc? I wish Mike Shields is on here, Medic Mike. It would be nice to get him on here as well. But I was talking to him in the chat again. He's one of my favorite peeps that are lurking in your chat, Croc. But one of the things when I was kind of talking to him,
hold on.
Okay.
Hey, what's happening?
What's going on?
There we go.
That was good.
Man, not too much. So I kind of lead on this man right here to kind of also too help with some of my perspective and clarity on kind of what he sees and kind of what's going on. Because as you were talking and you were breaking down the technical side, which is good for me because I never played corner. I don't know any of the individual responsibilities between man, zone, and I, from my understanding, Cincinnati plays like a lot of zone. But one of the big things is that this group of 49ers fans, like they're tired of their Brian Allens, right? They're tired of the Josh Normans, but we all know that shutdown corners don't exist, but we do want ball hawking secondary. But talking to Mike, I was kind of like, hey, Mike, what do you think are these things like coachable? Is this mentality? Is it strength, conditioning? Like, what is it that you're kind of seeing out of him? Because one thing that I do like about our current corners is that they seem to have that dog mentality. Diamondor, Lenore, like all of them seem to have this, like, we're gonna get after you, we're gonna blow things up. Even down to K'Von Williams, who's not the biggest guy, but that dude will shed a block and he will light somebody up. But I just want to see what you thought about it.
Real quick, Kyle Shanahan, he definitely likes a very specific type of player and person. So I think he tries to find guys that fit that type of mentality. So when you see a Deebo Samuel, he embodies that. George Kittle, he embodies that, right? Really, K'Waun Williams, like tough. I remember watching K'Waun Williams one play. It was a sub package, so he was in the game at nickel. And I talked about getting off blocks, right? Just get off me. Get your hands off me, right? Getting off blocks. Well, Cooper Kupp, this might have been Cooper Kupp's rookie year. Cooper Kupp came out to block. Matter of fact, it was 2017. So Cooper Kupp came out to block K'Waun Williams. And K'Waun Williams just grabbed Cooper Kupp and just threw him to the ground and then went in and got him on the tackle. And I think Kyle really likes these guys that have that mentality. Remember, Keller Witherspoon, he didn't play. He was inactive for what? First 8-9 games or whatever the season. I don't think Kyle liked what he saw from him from that standpoint. And I think that continued because Kyle likes tough guys. And you gotta show him. You got to be that. You got to feel it. And I think when you watch Ambry Thomas for everything that he might be or might not be right now, or whatever, he is physical. I remember watching him against the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs and being like, damn, I know he's tired of making all these damn tackles. But he's throwing his body around. He's getting in there. He's getting dirty, right? We've talked about it with Diamondor Lenore. Same thing. Might get beat, whatever, disappear, whatever. But I do know he's physical on the field, right? So I think from that standpoint, in the sense of what Kyle's looking for, you got to have that mindset, that mentality. I know between the two guys, you want to talk about some of the differences between Gardner and Coby Bryant. Sauce Gardner has it. I've seen him on film enough. I've watched him. I was just watching him last week. He's going to throw guys around. He's going to throw his body around. He's going to get in there. I talked about him taking on that big-ass tight end head on. Like, dude, go low, right? Go low. Don't wait to catch him because you're going to get driven back. But his mindset is, man, I want to run into this guy up top. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to learn how to pick and choose your battles. But I say all that to say Kyle really likes tough guys. And we're going to find out, if Coby Bryant's on the board at that time, does he fit that mold?
And just kind of going off what you said, Croc. Yeah, me and Yemen were kind of chatting back and forth. And one reason I think he won't completely be off the Niners board is because of Kello Witherspoon. You look at him, one of the knocks on him coming out was his lack of aggressiveness. And so Gammon asked, he was like, do you think it's a coaching thing or is it mentality? Personally, I think it could be either one or the other. I think it's more mentality. I think that's a mentality thing. But where I think you can't get guys that flip it is if someone's not being held accountable and they're allowed to do those things, allowed to have those loaf plays and not really attack and be aggressive and get that backside pursuit, then I think they can fall into those lazy habits, but it doesn't mean they don't have that mentality to switch it on. I think when you have a coach who presses you and doesn't allow that on any play, no matter who you are, then that's where you really find out who those guys that have that aggressive mentality are. The first play where he got blocked and then he spun off of it, he should have attacked that outside shoulder. Like he caught the receiver. He waited the receiver to come into him. Like you got to meet the receiver there. You meet him there, you attack that outside shoulder because he had three dudes, I think, was in pursuit from the inside. So you have to attack that. And then it was a few plays later, you showed another play where you said, oh, you would have got a loaf on that play. That lets me know it's a mentality thing. Now, whether he's not being held accountable in the film room for it, which I doubt at a big program, but you never know. Or whether he just kind of has that lackadaisical attitude. If it's the latter, he definitely will not fit their profile. I think you can kind of find that out in the interview. But he won't fit the profile for the 49ers, and they'll be out on him.
And one thing, hold on, real quick, Gammon. One thing also to keep in mind, they lost their coordinator, I believe. I think their defensive coordinator the previous year went to Notre Dame. I think he was defensive coordinator there, and then he just got promoted to head coach. So I don't know if that had any effect on, the play of some of the guys. And again, Cincinnati played extremely well. Their defense was a strong point all year. Coby Bryant and we talk about it, Coby Bryant. I mean, he won the Thorpe Award, Right. So he could play, he could play good football, but just in the sense of maybe what they're looking for, maybe some habits that could have fallen off a little bit. You never know how the coaching change maybe hurt or helped that.
Right. It might be helpful to actually break down the year before and see if there's actually a switch in mentality or a difference in his aggressiveness. And that could be reflective of the coaching change.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a big thing. Mike, let me see. Turn this way. Yeah. I think that was kind of like a big thing right there that you talked about as far as like in the interview, because let's not act like Kyle Shanahan's doghouse isn't real. Like it is. I mean, offensive player, defense player, you'll find yourself in that doghouse if you're not giving, if you don't completely buy into the mentality that this football team has. Everybody from even Trey Lance, which I think is your best quality that you have, is also your worst quality. Trey Lance will die on any given play, and I feel that way about Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams, George Kittle. But will this guy do it? Kind of reading through some of the comments here. I'm not a big fan on getting higher on Matthew. I'm not. I understand that the Honey Badger, his mentality and everything like that. But if we're talking about addressing the corners, maybe I'm the minority here, but I'm pretty happy with what we have in Ward and Tart. And then Tavarius Moore just coming up back there, and then Hufanga in spots. Not so much like I wouldn't want him playing cover one, but I'm okay with him in stints. As far as like cornerback depth, I mean, just you guys are kind of looking at it. I know it's just one game, a few minutes of it, but that does have me concerned. Like in the interview, is he going to be that mentally tough of a guy? And if we're talking about I don't think he's going to go in the second round. Maybe I kind of heard that kind of a deeper kind of quarterback draft. I think somebody who could be there for it if we move up in the third round to get him. But one of the guys that I was really looking at was Sanders on the defensive line for Cincinnati. I think he'll take 2 years to develop, but he actually plays exceptionally well in kind of that wide nine, kind of off the tackle kind of thing. But for you, Croc, I had a question for you. Because it now I don't know, I don't know how this all works, but you're kind of talking about it, and I wanted you to kind of, if you could, just kind of go more in depth to it. What exactly are positional coaches responsible for? Because I think that this kind of bleeds into things of, people are talking about like how big of a deal is losing or having Rich Scangarello for the 49ers as a positional coach. And then you're talking about the coach for Cincinnati kind of leaving, going on being a head coach. What are the, the responsibilities of position coach, technique, scheme? What are they supposed to really do, to kind of just clarify that?
So I think there's a couple of things there. One, I think, a lot of people, and you know what, I'm gonna get you guys off after that, 'cause I got a couple people waiting. All right, so Medic Mike, Gammon, I appreciate y'all coming on today. And then, I'm gonna get the other callers on. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to my guy Gammon and Medic Mike. But a couple of things there. I think when it comes to the position coaches, I think a lot of people think like development, like young guys, but really more so than not. And if you ask most coaches, and even where I've been around, their main thing as position coaches is to get the player prepared to get on the field from a mental standpoint. The technical aspect of things, stuff like that, at least from what I experienced, they'll tell you, hey, stay more square there, or, hang in there. And then you might have a corner coach say something to you or whatever. But for the most part, their biggest thing is getting you ready from a mental standpoint. We talked about some of the, a couple of blown coverages we just saw in the Cincinnati game, the communication aspect of things, right? The position coach is there to kind of make sure that things like that don't happen. So from, let's say, like Trey Lance, right, and the development of him from a quarterback coach, Rich Scangarello, a big part of it is just the mental aspect of it. Like, they're not going to tweak a whole lot of things with his throwing motion, feet. They'll do little drills. To kind of drive things like that. I know y'all have all seen that little field drill that they do a ton. Feels like with a quarterback has a wide base and he shuffles forward, backwards, sideways, back, forward, and then gets the ball out of his hands. Like, they'll do things like that to continue to kind of create some good habits. But for the most part, a lot of the position coach's responsibility is, I need to get this guy mentally ready and prepared to play in the game. A lot of times they focus on more of the starters than they do the backup. So that part is tough. Here we go. I got my guy coming on. Terradome. Did I say that right?
That is correct, young man. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I like how you call me young man, because I turned 35 this year. I'm starting to feel a little old now.
That was a good age for me. That thing is so far in the mirror, in the rear view mirror, it done got small and looked like a pea.
Yeah.
Hey, I am. Let me go ahead and say it. First time, long time. I'm crazy about you, Croc. You do it well. I caught a picture of you on Twitter, and I saw you with some Crocs on. I said, "Is that like?" That's a little narcissistic for that man to have on Crocs in his name, Croc. But I digress.
Yeah. My wife caught me slipping. Yeah.
I'm the biggest Coby Bryant fan that there is, both on my wall here, both jerseys, and this young man. I look at some intangibles here, and I tweeted it. I don't know if I tagged you. I've been at Nothing But Niners and my boy Breezy over there at Nitty Gritty Niners. But I want you to imagine this. And you played corner. I used to play safety at Virginia Union.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Imagine you're on the team with probably the top 10 pick, and his nickname is Sauce at your position. All right. Your name is Coby Bryant. You're in the state of Ohio. And you go out here and win the Jim Thorpe Award?
Yeah.
Not to mention your older brother, Christian, played professional football, and he went to the Ohio State University and was coached up by Coach Coombs, who's one of the absolute best. I call Ohio State DBU. Because they
LSU might disagree with you a little.
They can all they want, but I'll run them stat for stat. Whether it's Denzel Ward, I saw Eli Apple a couple weeks ago. I keep on seeing them pop up. I give LSU their props, probably on the receiver game, but I like those Ohio State guys.
Yeah.
Croc, when you get a chance, run down his highlight YouTube, Coby Bryant highlights. This dude played with a broken hand and got 4 interceptions and I think 23 tackles and like 7 PBUs the year before. He improved on that. Obviously, this guy can take the pressure and not only put up with it, but excel in it.
Yeah.
This guy's got a little something different with him, man. And he's got a humble spirit. I'm watching what he posts, and he big ups his teammates, and I'm an ordained elder. If the guys haven't told you, I see some biblical references every now and again. I'm checking to see if you out there a little bit. Are you loose with it? I just see it on this kid, man. I see it on this kid. Look at his highlight reel. Look at Coby Bryant, best DB in CFB, and look at Coby Bryant, elite Cincinnati cornerback. Fire symbol, Coby Bryant.
So Terradome, I gotta tell you, I don't watch highlights because I don't want it to skew my notes. You know what I'm saying? Because I might watch highlights and when I take notes and like really put out there a player, it could kind of change my perception a little bit, you know, on what's like consistent. So typically I don't watch the highlights until probably like after a guy's drafted. Then I might watch highlights then because the process is over. But when people come on, or you know, when I go on these shows, I got the draft show Locked On 49, Locked On NFL Draft, and you know I'm talking about the prospects. I don't want my brain to be clouded by like the highlights that I saw. So typically I don't watch the highlights.
And normally,
but once he's drafted, I'll probably watch it then or around that time.
Normally I would advise that, but somebody watched something to call him the Jim Thorpe Award winner. Let's run down some of these Jim Thorpe Award winners. Can we go through? Going all the way back to 1986. I'm gonna throw some names out at you: Benny Blades, Deion Sanders,
Miami,
Blades, Miami, Terrell Buckley, Deion Figures, Charles Woodson, Antoine Wingfield, Carlos Rogers. I'm just spiffing through some names we might remember: Malcolm Jenkins, Eric Berry, Patrick Peterson, Maurice Claiborne, Desmond King, Adoree Jackson, Minka Fitzpatrick, Grant Delpin, and now 2021 from the great state of Ohio, Mr. Coby Bryant. I am a Laker fan through and through. I remembered it where I was when I heard my man had gone to glory. It would do my heart a service if they have me announced for the 61st pick for the San Francisco 49ers. We so need that. And let me just squeeze off another minute. I know you probably got some other ones coming. Croc, you know, I can't get in the mind of Kyle Shanahan sometimes. He makes moves I can't get. I don't know why Kyle did this. I don't know why Kyle did that. Everybody's getting a little short on their memory a little bit and still calling him, you know, I like his design and genius. I saw a little bit of it with Joe Gibbs, and I know he got a little bit from Dad. And it's some pre-snap motion there, but putting people in and his doghouse and his little hubris and stuff, I can't do it. But I tell you what, man, from week 1 to week 17, DeMeco Ryan sitting on my living room sofa, I could see DeMeco Ryan and the moves he made, and it was not Jimmy G that got us to the playoffs. It was the wonderful schemes of Mr. DeMeco Ryan in using trap coverage, in using different exotic blitzes from time to time. DeMeco, if he gets a good corner and we get more depth at the corner position, allowing 1 more second for our pass rushers, just 1 more second, going from 2.1 on average to 3.1 seconds. We're going to increase our sacks, and we're going to hold people. Get this. This is bold. I know we can keep them to 18 points a game, thusly making us, I don't care what the offense do. I don't care if it's Jimmy G back there. I don't care what they do. I know one thing. You hold anybody to 18 points a game, I can assure you double-digit wins next year and probably a first-round bye. I really feel that confident with how D'Amico uses depth, and everybody can use a really strong corner. I know we can, because we're gonna get rid of Josh Norman, and we're gonna get rid of some of that baggage and bring. I like how Diodore Lenore. I like how he progressed. I really like how Andrew Thomas came through. I hope we can keep our safeties intact. Tart, I think he'll be okay. He made a boo-boo, but I'm gonna put my arms around him the same way that the great John Thompson put his arms around Fred. What's his name? Freddie Brown. Back in the day, I'm really dating myself. Y'all gotta look that up on YouTube. But in 2 years, he was hugging him at the national championship. Freddie Brown was the one that threw James Worthy the final pass that Michael Jordan had hit that launched Mike Jordan when Georgetown played UNC. But it's gonna be all right if we can get that corner, man. This is the guy we need. This is the guy.
So
this is him.
So here's my thing, and I've talked about it on the show. All right, and I'll get, you can have your rebuttal, but I don't know if the 49ers, they gave up 16 points a game in the playoffs, and that wasn't good enough. So I think the corners that they have, you definitely can get better, 100%. You can improve, and I'm kind of alone on this logic, and I've kind of talked about it on here. I feel like you just got to figure out a way to score more points offensively in an offensively driven league. Because if you leave it up to the point, well, we gotta get all these stops on defense. We gotta do XYZ on defense. Like, weird things are prone to happen. Penalties, a random stumble, a random dropped interception potentially. But the one thing that you can really affect is offensively scoring more points and being challenging teams better in that way. I think that's one thing that the 49ers kind of struggle with, especially in the playoffs. I think if there's anything that the 49ers got to get better at, they got to figure out a way to get more explosive offensively. I think the 49ers, for everything that they are, and even the players that they have, and maybe it can go back to the quarterback, whatever the case is, but they had to have like these long drives, and the longer your drives, the more weird things are going to happen. So can you get more explosive offensively? Can you make sure that you keep the offensive line intact or slightly improve? I think the offensive line played well as a group. You're not going to be perfect, but they got to get more explosive. They got to score more points. And I think that's what the 49ers are lacking more than anything else. So how do you do that?
I'm a defensive guy, and I was trying to stay away from it, but I love football, and you in my wheelhouse. Hey, bro, it was Jimmy G. It was Jimmy G. I
hear you. I don't want to, because you know how the 49er fans get. So,
I didn't want to go there. I was trying not to go. I was trying to just stay on my boy and just trying to stay on the other side of the ball. But Croc, I looked at it. I made a graph on an Excel sheet of everywhere. My dad told me this a long time ago, Croc. And everybody can take this with a nickel's worth of. I think all we got is 49er fans out here. I don't know how many people are looking. But my dad said
almost 200.
It's too. Well, all right, we blowing up a little bit. You got all that following. He said, Junior, he called me Junior. It ain't but 12 plays in football. Ain't but 12 plays. You can't do nothing but run it left, run it right, throw it shallow left, right, middle, throw it intermediate left, right, middle, or throw it deep left, right, middle. Ain't but 12 plays. Now you can put them in different formations. You can pull a guard. You can do some different combinations, but ain't but 12 places you're going to go on that field. Your job is just to find out and anticipate where they could possibly go. Now, Jimmy G, I looked at a graphic on where he usually throws the ball and where we going to defend. Jimmy G can't hit but 4 of them 12 blocks. The short, left, right, middle, and in the middle of the field, intermediate. Usually that's there. So defenses didn't even have to worry about the deep. They was like, well, I'm moving everybody up. It's like the kid that can't hit the ball deep. Don't you move him up in baseball and say, hey, guys, come on up.
Yeah.
You put Trey Lance on that field. Now you're worried about a run left, a run right, a run middle. Now you worried about the short left, right, middle, the intermediate left, right, middle, and the deep left, right, middle. Dude, he opens up 100% of the field, and now you got to play 53 1/3 and 100 yards. It would be so different if Kyle Shanahan would just take the cuffs off. He would have so much fun. You know, when they said with the third pick overall, the San Francisco 49ers select Trey Lance, everybody had napkins out writing, oh, they probably going to do that boot, and then, oh, they're going to do some RPOs. Oh, and he can throw too. They probably going to throw. We saw a little bit here, a little bit there, and then he come back. No, we're going to, we're just going to stay with Jimmy G because he can win. You know who Jimmy G is? And I'm gonna hurt some fans right here. Do you know who Jimmy G is? This guy. He is what's the name of this guy? His name is Michael Frater. Do you know who Michael Frater is?
Nah.
Michael Frater is the biggest winner in all of track, man. He was undefeated for a minute. He was killing them. Got a world record. You know who Michael Frater's teammates were? Michael Frater was on the Jamaican 4x100 meter relay team.
Yeah.
He had another teammate on that team. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Usain Bolt
Uh-huh.
and those guys.
Yeah. Usain Bolt was like Debo Samuels and Trent Williams and that defense, and Nestor Carter was Kyle
I wasn't sure where you were going
offense.
with this, but I like that. I like that analogy.
That's who he is. So he gets this credit for being Michael Frater now. Michael Frater won a whole bunch of races. Oh, he was undefeated and he got a world championship. Yeah, but he had a couple guys on that team. That's how he getting that.
Right. And now you do, in respect to Michael Frater, he was good enough to be on the team, right? He was good enough to show that, hey,
yes.
if I'm out here, you can win with me. It's not like you got to carry somebody that ran a 10-8.
Yeah, he
right? You don't got to carry a 10-8.
He was 10. He was cool, but I know who was pulling anchor.
Right.
And you know too. That was a household name. but he get the glory. He got the charms. He got the gold medals. But he was Michael Frater out here. What I'm saying with the young kid, you seeing a young Justin Gatlin. What if we throw Justin Gatlin on there? Take Michael Frater off, put Justin Gatlin. How far could we be?
Well,
you're gonna win a world. You're gonna do a world record. But let's push that world record so far out there that it looks ridiculous. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Hey, Pterodome, man, I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna get to the last caller.
Right,
message me on Twitter just so I can make sure I'm following you back if I'm not already. So I can steal some more of your analogies.
I got you, my brother. Here all day.
All right, man.
All right,
you have a good one.
You do the same.
All right. Shout out to my guy Pterodome. I got my guy Gammy. He says, hot take. 49ers still lose the game against the Rams if Tart makes an interception. Offense let us down. Thank you, Tart, for a tackle against the Packers. Yeah, and I think it's a tough position. It's just tough because that's the play that's going to stick out in everybody's mind. But I always like Tart. I think he's a really good football player. Like, I don't know what would have happened, for the rest of that game. I don't know. But would have liked to see him catch it rather than drop it. But I get what you're saying. Here we go. Got my guy Dion. Dion's been patiently waiting, man. Dion, how you doing this morning?
I'm good. How you doing, Croc?
I'm good. I saw you on social media. You was all kind of like dressed up and stuff. What was you had posted the picture, all cleaned up and everything.
Oh yeah, man. No, that was a quinceañera that I had to go to. So I had to dress up nice, man. They
Okay.
can't walk in there regular schmegular. So I had to put on a little something. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
had me a good little time, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't never had no issues going to those because it's always
Well,
free
Mexicans
drink.
know how to party.
Yeah, it's always free
I done
drink,
dated a
free
lot of
food,
Mexicans,
everything.
and you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they be turning up.
Hey man, we had a real good time, man. Like the band was cold. They even and they even covered like some English music too. It's cold. It was real cool. It's a good time.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So I seen we on here talking about these defensive backs, bro. Like I need that like super serious. Like we need to get a really really good one. And like I said, I like a ball hawk, but I like a ball hawk that can do it on a consistent basis. I don't need you to have like 4 interceptions in one game and then like never have an interception for the rest of the season to get like 2 at the end.
Is that a
Like
shot at Jimmy Ward?
no, that's not a shot at Jimmy Ward. I like Jimmy Ward. It's not his thing. I'm the type of person I respect somebody who understands what they don't do well. Jimmy has openly said like intercepting the ball just it's not that I don't want to, it just doesn't happen. And I can appreciate that. So for me, that's why I was looking at Asante Samuel Jr. so hard last year, because his daddy was a ball hawk. Pretty sure it's going to wind up in him at some point. And the main thing is the interceptions gets the offense a chance to score again, whether it be 3 or whether it be 7, whatever the case may be. So those are the types of DBs I'm looking for. I have heard a lot about Sauce and Coby. I don't know, man. I really feel like we won't get either one of them strictly based on the fact that we don't really draft corners like that, not very high. And we already picked Yamador, we already picked Ambry, so they'll probably, want to lay off of it. But then again, we're not active like that in free agency. So it just kind of throws because you never know what the regime is about. I heard you earlier talking about Grant Cohn and whatnot. I tell people like this, take it with a grain of salt, bro. The dude will put anything up for clicks. That's why I don't really watch the stuff, because 9 times out of 10, you can look at the caption and tell that is possible BS. Like he'll put it up, and I mean that's his shtick. He sticks to it. And he knows he's going to get attacked. He knows the players sometimes are not going to care for him. He knows there's going to be things said, and he just doesn't care. So for me, I don't really watch it. Every now and then, I like him in the pressers because he'll ask that question that somebody wants to ask. Like it's basically like, okay, you got so and so on the field. Like he almost will say it to an extent, like this person's trash. Why are they still playing? And of course Kyle gives the business answer. Well, one game isn't going to stop this or that, but I don't know, man. What corners are you feeling in this draft that you think we might go after? Because we won't get to one to probably about the 5th or 6th round.
I mean, I could see them taking the corner at pick 61. I mean, think about it like this: that second round, right? Late second round.
Yeah.
And Kelly Witherspoon was taken like 2 picks later.
Yeah, he was.
So, it just sounds different because it was 3rd round, but, it was at the very, very, very top of the 3rd round. So, I could see them taking the corner in that range. Now, what corner, is it? I'm not sure. For informational purposes, being able to do a film breakdown, I had them taking Coby Bryant out of Cincinnati, cornerback, but, I don't know. I'd have to see how the board falls because there are some guys I have ahead of Coby Bryant. Quite a few.
Yeah. And see, me, I'm getting into my research right now as far as like these DBs and trying to take a look at some of the people that we got coming up. Because honestly, I think we need some help on that line, depending on if we re-sign Lake and Tomlinson. Hopefully we do. Then I think I heard a couple of people saying that DJ Jones might wind up walking because he might garner a little too much money on the open market. But I like that DJ Jones, Eric Armstead in the middle, and we got to find the right guard. Daniel Brunskill is a free agent, and I don't know if they're really going to throw Aaron Banks in there. Maybe it is truthfully player development, and they figure, okay, this year he's ready. But I don't know, man. The left and right guard, and then at the same time, we got to make sure we have a right tackle because we don't know how long it's going to take McGlinchey to recover from that. I think that was a torn quad or?
Yeah, it was like off the bone.
Yeah, man. So that's a whole lot. And what we do, the power run scheme, all that stuff, that's a lot to put on that leg, man. And he has to keep that weight on. So that's the part that worries me is the O-line that we'll have in front of Trey Lance. Come OTAs, come training camp, come mini camp, all that stuff. Because if we can keep the O-line solid and keep everything in front of him consistent, it'll make his life that much better. But if we put plugging and playing pieces all year long, that's just not going to bode well for the kid, and it's going to give these Jimmy fans more reason to be. See, we should have kept him. We needed him. Look what he's doing. He's failing, and it's
I think you're gonna hear that regardless. So I don't think you could do anything to like kind of put that off. But But anyways, Dion, I don't want to cut your time short, but I gotta get ready for a show. Then I gotta
do your thing,
do something
brother.
before then. But I
appreciate
appreciate you coming on. And hell yeah, we're gonna be live tomorrow. So you're gonna be the first person I bring on as long as you click in.
All right, brother.
All right, Dion.
All right.
Wanted to get to a couple of these super chats real quick before we get out of here. Croc, have you watched film on Leon O'Neal Jr., the safety at Texas A&M? I have not yet watched him specific. I was watching the cornerback that they have, Emerson, I believe his name is. Gotta look back at it, but I'll have some notes for you on O'Neal Jr. pretty soon. Appreciate the contribution for sure. $20. Let's go. Big money. Big money. I'll get to him soon. Now, I have Mr. Young. If you do care about this safety here, or both of these guys from my guy Swung Song, thoughts on Jalen Pitre or Daxton Hill. Daxton Hill is intriguing because I think both of them have a similar skill set, but I think Daxton Hill is like more of a pure cover guy than even maybe like Pitre, who I think he's good at that as well. I've talked about I have a guy, I don't want to say he's an insider or like a source, but it was my homie, one of my former teammates. I was on the Jets with him, and he always throws out these guys to me, like from either South Carolina or Baylor. And Deebo Samuel, JC Horn. He tells me guys before everybody really jumps on it, right? So JC Horn, I knew about him well before, and he's like, listen, everybody's gonna like the big 6'4" guy, but I'm telling you, JC Horn, that's the guy. And he like goes into depth about the good, the bad, like who this guy. He tells me everything about the person. Told me about our guy Javon Kinlaw, Deebo, all that. He tells me everything and everything. He ain't ever wrong. He ain't missed. He raves about Pitre. So if he's telling me Pitre gonna be that guy, I think Petre's gonna be that guy. Daxton Hill, like his ability a lot. Aside from the coverage ability he has, being able to play a nickel, like the NFL might just be like, hey, you're a nickel, or you got some safety ability, but you can play nickel. And shoot, hell, can he play outside corner? I don't know, but they're gonna really like his coverage skills. And then I think even more so than that, just his ability, like the aggressiveness. He's not big, but he attacks ball carriers as if he's 215 pounds. So that's a guy that I really like. I got to continue to watch more of these guys, and we'll do some more breakdowns, and I'll do some things where we don't do a whole lot of pre-talk about things. It'll be a show dedicated to watching a prospect. Maybe it'll be a weekend thing. This weekend I'll be in California. I'll try to make a weekend thing of it. think out of it pretty soon. But man, that's gonna do it for today's show. I appreciate everybody's been in here. Underdog Fantasy, we're getting back into it. The show is powered by that. Promo code Crocky. Download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to underdogfantasy.com. Use promo code Crocky, and they'll match whatever you deposit. Have a lot of fun with it. Somebody tweeted me last night. He hit for he put $50 down parlay over-unders on the NBA game last night. He hit for $400. I was one player away from him for $400. So Underdog Fantasy, promo code Crocky. Get into that. We're going to be diving more into that, especially basketball, all kind of other sports, UFC. They got everything you need, all right? So download promo code Crocky. Download Underdog Fantasy, promo code Crocky. All that good stuff, man. I hope you guys like the show. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. But that's going to do it for this episode, man. We are out. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Peace.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Aaron Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Croc Talk TV podcast. Peace.